Julie, thanks so much. Coach, super excited today to talk about the game against the Colts, man. It was awesome to watch some of that stuff. And I think the last drive for the offense was particularly fantastic, right? We're in a 4th and 2 situation here, and our guy, Taylor Heinicke, kind of shows up in a demonstrative way and makes some plays for you. So they run a little spot concept down here with flat, and the Colts, they match it, right?
Yep.
It's designed to get 2 yards, and then you get a little bit of kind of magic, some of that Heinicke magic from the guy number 4 in the backfield.
Well, the biggest thing is, his athleticism, his ability to escape situations, and really prolong the play. That's probably the biggest thing that he does, and he does very, very well. In this situation, like you said, we had some spot concepts where we wanted to get to a spot and have him drill the ball in. But because of that, they jumped him, and then he had to pull it down and buy time.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is, like, on a play like this, effort is often overlooked. And I think Lucas and Turner, they're not on the same page on this stunt. But Lucas stays with this play, gets a little bit of push late in the down that lets Taylor get out. It's those little things, right? Everyone says Taylor, everyone says Curtis, but everyone's contributing to a play like this.
Well, one of the things that, I know Coach Matzke was telling the offensive line is that you can't give up on the play, because with this athleticism that our quarterbacks have, you've got to be able to stay with your guy, find your guy, recapture your guy when he starts trying to break out of the pocket.
Absolutely. Then obviously getting into space, and then Curtis. I mean, you can tell he's just trying to find space, play ball here, and this is awesome stuff to see when you get guys just kind of playing get open by the mailbox football.
Yeah, absolutely, and stay alive, and then come back to the quarterback so he has a target.
Yes, and again, that one's off schedule. This is one of my favorite throws of the game, right? You get this kind of, I call super dagger here, big in cut, and Taylor knows where the ball is supposed to go. Check and empty to help the offensive line out with protection. You get some kind of checks up here by the Colts in terms of changing coverage a little bit. They run a kind of a cover 3 look here, and I think it's cool to see Taylor understand that this void is going to open up for the dig, because his eyes don't even deviate. He knows this coverage is open. I can get the ball there. Right,
and what's important, though, as you said earlier, is just the whole design of the play. Running the 2 guys to clear through the middle to make sure that the safeties and corners are deep enough. Okay, and then watch how we bring it underneath just enough to freeze the linebackers right here, okay? And then the other one, the back, now they've got to pay a little bit of attention to those guys. And then what happens is here comes the deep dig, just like you were talking about.
Yeah, and again, like the timing here, right? Like Taylor and Cam probably work together a ton on scout team, practice squad, and that's just, you see the chemistry there with those guys. And we can't leave out the big uglies here, Coach. They do a great job in protection on this. Is a deep concept.
No, and it's great because Big Burley's doing a nice job. Big part of it is we chipped our way out. We slowed the ends down. We gave the guys an opportunity to really just establish their protection. And it's a nice pocket where if he wanted to, he could have stepped in and delivered a really good ball just like he did.
Yeah, and you love to see that, and love it. Love to see that kind of timing, chemistry. The offense is clicking. And here's the last play of the game. And I think, Indianapolis deserves a ton of credit. They matched this really nicely. And there's nowhere really to go with the football. And Taylor kind of says, like earlier on the thing, he buys a little bit of time and puts himself in a good position to make a play. And the offensive line also helps him out here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple things he could have done, obviously, with his initial read. But he doesn't see anything he likes. He has the time. He hitches. And then he sees Terry break to the end zone.
Yeah, break to the end zone. And, sometimes you just need a guy to make a play for you. And this ball's a little underthrown. But that's why you paid that guy all that money, because he just says, that's my football, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
So that's the offense playing really well, and I think the defense also did an excellent job, specifically on this goal line stand.
Guys, well, one of the things that happened for us was we did a really nice job in red zone. Okay, we stopped them 3 times.
Yeah.
Didn't allow touchdowns, which was huge because, again, that was a big difference in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And on this play, they're running like a little quarterback truck here. They're going to pull this guard out. And I like Casey Toole with the awareness here to force the ball back, right, off this down block by the tight end, creates penetration. They're trying to get to the perimeter out here, and he's forcing it back to all his help inside. And our guy, John Bostic, makes an appearance and ends up making the tackle when backside pursuit.
Right. To me, what they did was a conservative play, safe play, because for them, they're looking at saying, okay, we've got minimum a field goal. So what we're going to do is we're going to control it. We're going to try and keep the ball in the quarterback's hands, give him a chance to run sweep. But again, as you said, the key to this was Casey getting vertical, forcing the ball to cut back.
Cut back, and an excellent tackle in pursuit.
Great pursuit.
Love that. And then this is the play. This is maybe the play of the game, Coach. We talked about Terry's catch, whatever it is. I just think this guy on this play does an outstanding job making a tackle in space. Great scheme here by the Colts, kind of with this release to get a blocker +1 on the reverse action. Casey's got his eyes in the backfield. Not sure how he's supposed to play this, but This should be a touchdown, Coach, but your guy 31 ends up making a play.
Well, first and foremost, got to give credit to Jamin.
Okay,
Jamin sees the action, works outside,
Yeah.
puts it where the runner's going to cut back inside just enough to give Cam the opportunity to make the play, and then here comes the pursuit.
Yeah, and again, to get him down on the 0-yard line is fantastic. And those are the types of plays, Coach, as you know, that make the difference in the game. And it's so cool to see this group executing at a high level.
Well, just gave us another chance to line up one more time.
And make a play, right? Coach, Minnesota Vikings this week. Obviously, the big storyline is Kirk Cousins coming back. But I think the defense for the Minnesota Vikings does some stuff that is interesting, and it's throughout the NFL that they do, right? They're kind of saying we want you to run the football. We want to invite you to run the football. And this look right here, they've got 3 tight ends in the game, but they only have 7 players in the box. They're in this quarter structure. They're saying, please run the football. We think there's value in you running the football because we'd rather protect us from the coverage.
Exactly. That's one of the things in philosophy that people are using is that what are we trying to stop?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Obviously, what happens is Tyson Hill comes into the football game for New Orleans, and then Minnesota counters that by bringing in the extra defensive linemen. So basically what they're in a 3-4 defense right now. It's all they really are.
Right.
And what that gives you is 7 specific run stoppers in the box right now.
Right.
Now it also allows them to cheat their safeties up a little bit, be a little bit stronger. And really what they're challenging you is just saying, hey, we're going to win our one-on-ones.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that sticks out to me because this doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like 22 should be in the box. He's going to run the football, Taysom Hill. But like you said, they're saying our guys, 94, 97, Tomlinson, and Phillips, can win their one-on-ones consistently, and they've done that throughout the year.
Well, see, and the thing about this, too, is, in my opinion, what New Orleans is doing is what you want to do to try and beat this, and that is we have a quarterback that can run the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, and if he runs the ball, that means they have to commit, or they should commit, one extra guy. Because right now, if you look at it, there's 10 guys on the line of scrimmage as far as their offense is concerned in the box.
Yes.
And so that means you've got to have at least 10 guys in the box. Okay? Because if you don't have a tackler for the quarterback if every man is singled up in terms of blocking.
Absolutely, and I think that this play shows it. And so to me, I'm like, they're short. This should be a home run. Why is it not a home run for New Orleans, Coach?
Because what happens is somebody didn't win the one-on-ones.
Right.
See, that's how you're effective. Is if they're going to block me one-on-one, I have to win it.
Yeah.
If I'm a defensive guy, I've got to whip my guy and win my one-on-one. I'm the one guy that has a chance to make a difference in this play. And as you watch it unfold, you see it. Because as they go down the line, 74 is an opportunity to win. Because if you watch what 51 and 88 do, there's a gash.
A huge gash.
Exactly. But he doesn't win his block.
Right. Yes. And so that's really all it comes down to, right? Is in this front with this personnel, they're basically saying our personnel is better at stopping the run than your personnel is at blocking it.
Correct. Because if you look at it, if they get everybody blocked, 88 and 51 are going to kick the linebacker out, and there's going to be a crease right through the middle of the defense. But
I mean, really, Coach, if you count the numbers up here, 88 should be on 22, and that should be a home run out the park. You have hat for hat here.
Right. But again, just seeing what you would get initially, you're talking about what should be about a 10-yard gain.
Yeah.
But because, again, somebody didn't win a one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when you're scheming up for this, like, what do you say? Just win your one-on-ones?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to win the one. I mean, that's the truth. That is the stark truth about it. Because, again, in this style, with what a lot of people do, we do the same thing. Mm-hmm. They're challenging you, saying, we know you're coming with run people. We're throwing an extra defensive lineman in there to try and stop it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be a fun matchup to watch this week for sure. Those guys are really good inside. Yes. And he might not be healthy, which would be helpful also.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing, big part of this game, is Kirk Cousins and what he's doing and what they're doing offensively and what Justin Jefferson and that group can do. And I think a lot of it, in my opinion, a lot of their success in terms of chunk plays comes off of play action. Yes. And why does that stress you guys so much?
Well, the thing about play action is, first of all, you have a very good runner in Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
I mean, he is really one of the best in the league. He's got great explosion. He's very dynamic. So you have to respect that. Yeah. So you're going to get an 8-man box. You're going to have safeties walking down into the box late to say, okay, if you run it, we've got enough to stop it. Okay, so then what happens is, as the play unfolds here, there's got to be a miscommunication on this. Okay? Because there's no reason you're going to let 18 run free. I'm sorry, but okay. So whether the nickel was supposed to switch off, okay, because Jair Alexander looks like he's expecting it, okay, because if you watch him, he's stopping for the crosser,
right,
and then as the play unfolds, look how the nickel turns back and goes, wait a minute, who had that guy?
And that's the guy you got to make sure you got, because he's an excellent player.
Yes, he is. And really, that's kind of, to me, what happened, I believe, is that somewhere along the lines, there was some poor communication.
Yeah, and then the other thing about the play action passes, I think it puts the pass protection in a good situation. I think this O-line specific at the guard spots is just average.
Yes.
But the play action keeps them in good situations, Coach.
It does, because one thing that you do get off the play action is you can send the center one way or the other, okay? He's responsible to help whichever guard he turns to.
Yep.
Secondly, the back is going to step up on the inside, and he's going to have responsibility for the linebacker. The linebacker stays up. He might chip his way out, or he might become the check down guy.
Yeah.
But either way you look at it, there's an opportunity for the quarterback to get the ball off and find somebody open.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. And then I just think like this is how they find their big plays, right? So finding ways to manage this from a coverage standpoint and from a rush standpoint are going to be a big part of this game.
Agree. And again, if you can affect the quarterback, you give yourself a chance to win. How do you affect it? You take away their ability to run the ball, which will slow down the use of play action,
right,
and it'll put doubt in the quarterback's mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing they do, which I think is a lot of fun to watch, is they do a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage, Coach. Yeah. And at first I thought, oh, Kirk's pretty smart. He's handling all this, but it looks like Kevin O'Connell's calling it from the sideline to me. So I don't know. Like, how do you handle this? A coach that's getting you lined up and then kind of calling a play to beat how you're lined up.
Well, what it is, this is a little bit of what you get from Sean McVay and Kevin's last work for Sean.
Yes.
So there's a good opportunity. This could be part of it. Now, what they do is they're looking at it and right off the bat. You know, the Bears show, hey, we're in a middle closed defense.
Yeah.
So now, as far as they're concerned, they're going to call plays that they believe are going to be able to beat cover 3.
Yes.
Okay, because right now they're showing zone, not necessarily showing you man. Okay. And so what they're going to do is they're going to run whatever they believe is a 3-beater.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what you're going to get is he's going to check to whatever call was there for the man beater.
Yep.
I mean for the cover 3 beater.
Right.
Okay, and then they're going to go ahead and run the play.
Right.
Well, obviously, one of the things that they're going to do off of this is obviously play action.
Yes.
Okay. So now you got a little bit of play action. Okay. Now, as he comes out, play action is going to buy him enough time to allow the downfield routes to run the double move.
Yep.
And again, he sets it up very nicely, shakes inside a little bit. The DB's
talking about the receiver down here, right? Yep.
Jefferson, 31 has lost his leverage.
Yep.
So he's going to win to the sideline.
Yeah. And again, like that's just the coordinator doesn't have to call the perfect call here.
Right.
He can call the perfect call after you're set up, after he sees what's going on, and then you get an excellent player in Jefferson.
Well, and a lot of it too is and you know as well as anybody that when a call is made in the huddle, a route.
Yeah.
Okay. A route's going to be dictated based on what coverage you guys read at the line of scrimmage. When the ball's snapped, I'm looking at the safety. I see the safety in the hole. I know I basically run a middle closed route.
Yes.
If I see the safety start floating outside and I see the other one rotating to the half or quarters, I know I run whatever route I'm supposed to for a middle open.
Absolutely, yeah. And so is there something you can do, like disguise the coverage pre-snap?
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the things you want to do is if you know, right here, as you look at it here, watch how 9 walks down in.
Yeah.
Safety, the strong safety is going to walk down into the box. And as soon as he walks down in the box, he knows what he has.
Yeah, that's right.
He goes, oh, wait a minute. I got middle open. I got middle close.
Yeah, right.
Hey, let's run this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's going to be so fun to watch how you guys handle that. Coach, and every time we talk, I learn so much from these conversations. I really appreciate your time.
No, it's good. This is good.